Have you ever felt a little overwhelmed by the Minor Arcana section of the tarot? You aren't the only one. The Major Arcana, with its 22 easy-to-remember cards and their neat consecutive story, tends to get more attention than the 56 cards of the Minor Arcana. But what if I told you there's a secret method to unlock the power of all 56 Minor Arcana cards? Stay tuned as I share my 4, 3, 2, 1 funnel down method that'll help transform your tarot readings forever. Let's face it, you guys, the Minor Arcana can be intimidating, y'all. 56 cards, each one brimming with meaning and nuance. It's no wonder that many tarot enthusiasts shy away from truly mastering them. But here's the thing, you guys. Without the Minor Arcana, you're missing out on the rich, detailed storytelling that makes tarot such a powerful tool for insight and self-discovery. Sadly, the traditional methods of learning the Minor Arcana can be dry, confusing, and frankly, baby, a bit boring. Memorizing 56 individual card meanings? Boy, bye! Don't even get me started on them thick guidebooks. I see why you might want to stick to the easier storytelling of the Major Arcana and call it a day. But what if there was a way to break down the Minor Arcana into more digestible chunks? What if you could grasp the essence of all 56 cards in just 4 steps? Possibly even deepening your connection to the cards along the way. Well, that's where my 4-3-2-1 funnel down method comes in. With almost 30 years of practice and thousands of readings worldwide, I had to develop a method for my neurospicy needs, and this unique approach made it possible for me to master the Minor Arcana and also made it enjoyable, so you know your girl had to share it with y'all. So let's get started with the foundation. The 4 in my funnel down method talks about relationships between the 4 suits and their 4 elemental associations. This is where the magic begins. Let's start off with coins and earth. Imagine holding a coin in your hand. Feel its weight, its sturdiness. That's the essence of the earth element. Coins represent the material world, wealth, work, stability. And when you see a coin card, think, what's grounding me right now? Cups and water. Picture a cup overflowing with water. And as the water spills over, it represents the ebbs and the flows of our inner world. That's the emotional world of the cup suit. It's all about feelings, intuition, relationships. And when a cup card appears, you want to ask yourself, what's flowing through my heart? Then we have swords and the element of air. Envision a sword cutting through the air. The sharp edges slices through the confusion, and the cold, hard steel reveals the cold, hard truths. That's the mental realm of the sword suit. It represents thoughts and communication, and sometimes even conflict. A sword card prompts the question, what's on my mind? Then we have the wands and the element of fire. See, I want you to feel the heat of a blazing wand. The vibrant, unpredictable energy of its flames mirrors the fires of our passions. And that's the energy of the fire element. Wands symbolize passion, creativity, and ambition. So when you draw a wand card, consider what lights my spirit on fire. Remember that these elemental associations are your first step in decoding the Minor Arcana. They provide the context for every card you'll encounter moving forward. Now you can deep dive even further with the elements themselves, but I guess we'll save that for another video. Now let's move on to number 3 in our funnel down method, which represents the 3 sections of every suit. And they are the aces, the pips, and the courts. The aces represent pure potentiality, the seed of possibility in each suit. They're like a cosmic green light to move forward in that area of your life. Now, the pips are the numbered cards from 2 to 10. These tell the story of each suit from the initial spark of the ace to the completion of a cycle at number 10. And thanks to the art of numerology, each number carries its own energy. For example, 2s tend to represent partnerships and balance, while a 4 might indicate stability and structure, like the 4 corners of a building. Check out my blog in the description below to learn more. Finally, we have the court cards: Page, Knight, King, and Queen. Think of these as different aspects of personality or approaches to life. See, the pages are the beginners and they're full of potential. The knights are action-oriented and sometimes to a fault. Queens represent mastery of the internal aspects of our suit. And kings have mastered the external expressions of their suit. These cards may also sometimes represent the people around you. So for example, the pages would represent children, the knights would represent teens, queens would be the adults, and the kings would be our elders. Pages and queens typically denote feminine energy, and knights and kings are generally associated with masculine presence in your world. Full stop, y'all. I get it. Binaries are not it these days, especially when we're using outdated associations like yes, good, daytime masculine, or no, bad, nighttime feminine. But sometimes you just need to know if something is this or that. And for the sake of breaking down tarot into a simple framework for everyone, it just works. Which brings me to the number 2 part of our funnel down method, which represents direct answers to questions of duality, paradox, binaries. These are questions that involve yes or no, male or female, good or bad, night and day, etc., etc. One way I like to get a quick answer is using odds and evens. This method is really useful when you are trying to also be inclusive of the major arcana, since technically the major arcana does not have an elemental association. So dividing the deck into odds and evens, you are able to indicate these binaries. Evens usually represent the answer yes. It also indicates good times ahead, and possibly even a masculine energy. Odd numbers, on the other hand, suggest no answers, challenges ahead, and possibly a feminine energy. The other way I like to identify duality is by grouping the suits in pairs. Swords and wands often point to yes answers, a call for action, and the presence of external forces. Whereas the cups and the coins frequently indicate no answers and a call for reflection, or the need to tend to internal matters. Again, just a reminder that these are only guidelines, and at the end of the day, your own intuition and the specific context of the reading should always take precedence. Let's do a quick example. I'm gonna take my deck here, which I believe was entitled The Sacred Circle. It was one of my first decks when I first started out, and I love this deck so much. As you can see, it's pretty well used. So let's do a quick example. Will this video be successful? And we got the Knight of Earth. The Knight of Earth is an Earth card which represents no. The Knight itself, again, being part of Knights and Kings versus Queens and Pages, represents yes. So what do we do when we get conflicting messages? Let's go back to our funnel and use the binary as a tiebreaker. If we continued numbering the cards into the courts, Knights are the 12th card. Since even numbers are positive, our answer is yes. Let me know in the comments below. How would you handle a conflicting message like getting an odd wand or an even cup? How do you break the tie? Finally, we come down to the most crucial aspect. of this system, connecting with one card at a time. This is where the Minor Arcana truly comes alive. Take a single card. Let's do it right now. Seven of Wands. We take a single card. We really look at it. What catches our eye first? Is it the color? Is it a symbol? If there's a character in the picture, is it maybe their expression? There's no pressure at this point. This is the subjective exercise, and there's no wrong answers. Notice what emotions the card evokes as well. Does it make you feel calm, excited, or perhaps uneasy? Your gut reaction is a powerful tool in reading tarot. And don't kid yourself, it's probably one of the most important pieces to interpreting these cards. So for me, this Seven of Wands has the fiery red color, so we know it has to do with action. We also see that these wands are crossing each other, almost as if to indicate a war of some kind, almost as if to indicate an obstacle of some kind. And then we, of course, have the keyword at the top, which not all cards have. We're lucky here that what we're feeling and what we're seeing does actually match with what it's saying. But again, what you're seeing and what you're feeling takes precedence. Finally, we put it all together. Based on the suit, the number, and your personal reaction, what does the card have to say to you? Trust your intuition, you guys. It's more often more accurate than you think. The real magic of this step is that taking the time to connect with each of these cards individually and not just memorizing them, you're building a personal relationship with your deck. And this is the key to truly mastering tarot. Well, that's it, y'all. There you have it. The 4-3-2-1 funnel down method for learning the Minor Arcana. By breaking down these 56 cards into manageable chunks, you've unlocked a whole new level of tarot reading. I'd love to know in the comments which part of the Minor Arcana has always confused you the most. Anyway, I'm Leilani with The Magical Solution, you guys. I hope you found this video super helpful, and if you've made it all the way this far, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that we can keep learning together. But always remember, this is how we grow.